Good afternoon. Today we're going to be looking at all or nothing determiners. We're going to be looking at determiners for singular, for when we talk about two nouns, for plural nouns, and uncountable nouns. When we talk about singular nouns, we're going to be looking at each, every, and no determiners. The determiners that we will look at when we talk about two nouns will be both, both of, neither, neither of. When we talk about more than three nouns, or that is plural nouns, we'll be discussing all of, no, none of. And for uncountable nouns, we'll be looking at all of, no, and none of. Let's look at singular nouns. We use each for singular nouns, and we use these when we are talking about all the members of the group, but only as individuals making the group, not as the group as a whole. So, for example, each member of the book club reads the book. We can also use every to talk about singular nouns, but when we're talking about all members of a group, but only as individuals making up the group. So again, every student was on a computer. Okay. Again, I mean that each student, every individual student was on a computer. Okay. We're not looking at the group as a whole, but as individuals making the whole. If each member of a group does not do something or is not something, then I can say, for example, then I would use no, the no determiner. Let me give you an example. Each member of the club was not absent. Okay, that's good. A little wordy, but it's okay. But I can change this, make it less wordy by saying no member of the club was absent. Okay, so again, I'm using no when each member of the club is not doing something or is not something. Let's move forward and let's talk about the terms that we use when we talk about two different nouns. So, okay, we use both when we are talking about two nouns doing the same thing. So, for example, here we have two friends, Sally and Janet, and Sally and Janet have red backpacks. Okay, Sally and Janet have red backpacks. We can see that. So I can change Sally and Janet, instead use both friends have red backpacks. Okay, moving forward now. We use both of is used if another determiner comes before the noun or a plural pronoun is used instead of a noun. So for example, instead of saying both friends, I can say both of the friends have a red backpack. Okay, and I use of because we have the determiner the. Okay, and what are some other determiners that we can put in here? These, those, my, their, your. So for example, both of your friends have red backpacks, have a red backpack. Moving forward, I can replace the friends with them. If I have them, it's a plural pronoun. In that case, I have to use both of them have a red backpack. Okay, other examples of plural pronouns are them, us, mine, yours. Moving forward now. If I want, I can use neither if both nouns or the two nouns are not doing something or not being the same. So, for example, Sally and Janet do not have blue backpacks. Or I can say neither girl has a blue backpack. Okay. And again, it's singular. Something important to notice, it's singular after neither. If neither of is used, if another determiner comes before the noun or a plural pronoun is used instead of the noun. So the same rule applies. So, for example, neither of the friends have a blue backpack, or again, other determiners are these, those, and there. And if I use a plural pronoun instead of the friends or Sally and Janet, then I could say neither of them have a blue backpack. Again, other plural pronouns, them, us, mine, yours. Moving forward. Okay, and yeah, here this is the exception. It's plural after neither of. Let's look at plural pronouns. Plural nouns, excuse me. So for plural nouns, we use all. All is used to talk about all members as a group and not as individuals making a group. So we're not looking at each individual making a whole, but as a whole group. We're looking at the whole group, okay? So all members of the book club read the book, okay? Not looking at individuals, we're looking at the whole group. Once again, if I have a determiner before the noun or a plural pronoun replaces a noun, then I use all of, okay? In this case, we use all of for plural pronouns. So all of the members read the book. Here, the determiner is the. Other determiners, these, those, Okay, if I replace the plural pronoun with if I replace the plural noun with a plural pronoun, such as them, then I would use all of them have a black book. Okay, moving forward now, we use no for plural nouns when all members of a group do not do or are not something. So, for example, all members of the club were not absent. You can change this to no members of the club were absent. And it's very similar to singular nouns. Let's move forward now. If a determiner comes before the noun, or if a plural pronoun replaces that noun, then of course we have to use none of. Okay, so similar to all of. So none of the members have a blue book. Okay, here the determiner is the. Okay, once again, and again replacing the plural pronoun with them. None of them have a blue book. And again, other plural pronouns are mine, yours, us, them. Moving forward, let's look at uncountable nouns now. For uncountable nouns, we use all. All is used to talk about the entire amount of an uncountable noun. So, for example, I looked this up online and I was surprised to find out that all rice is gluten-free. So if you're wondering, now you know. All rice is gluten-free. The entire amount of the world's rice, gluten-free. Moving forward now. The same rule applies for plural. The same rule that applies for plural pronouns, singular nouns, applies also for uncountable nouns, and that is that if a determiner comes before the noun, or if a singular pronoun replaces the uncountable noun, then we use all of. So, for example, all of the rice is delicious. Okay, here the determiner is the. I can also say all of my rice is delicious. All of your rice is delicious. Okay, but if I have a determiner before the noun, then I have to use all of. If I replace my uncountable noun with a singular pronoun, then I would use all of it. All of it is delicious. Okay. Moving forward, if we use no when the entire amount of a noun does or is not something. So, for example, all of the money was spent, okay, and no money was left. It's no money. We use none of if, again, a determiner comes before the noun or a pronoun. Singular pronoun replaces the uncountable noun. So, for example, none of his money was gone. Okay, none of his money was left, I should say. That's a mistake. Sorry about that. And none of it was in the wallet. Okay. Again, here, it, that, this, that, mine, yours. So, quick summary. For singular nouns, we use each, every, when we're referring to all, or the whole, each member, individual member making a whole. For when we use no when, singular nouns, when each member of a group is not doing something. We're talking about two nouns. We use both if there's a determiner before the noun or a pronoun replaces the noun. We use both of. For nothing, neither, and neither of. For plural or more than three, we use all and all of, and no and none of. Once again, all of and none of before determiners and pronouns. And for uncountable nouns, we use all or no. And again, if we have a determiner or pronoun, and we use all of or none of before determiners and pronouns. Anyways, this concludes my presentation. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please email me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.